Welcome back to the channel where we cut through the noise and unpack the biggest moments from Congress. Let's dive into the showdown between Senator Sheldon Whitehouse and Judicial nominee Mr. Dunlap. The spotlight lands on Dunlap's record, his work at an anti-LGBTQ law firm, an op-ed against same-sex marriage, and the big question, can personal beliefs really be left outside the courtroom? This is one you don't want to miss. Let's kick off with the opening fireworks. Senator Whitehouse starts off by grilling Dunlap on his ties to a ballot initiative in Maine against same-sex marriage. Whitehouse presses hard, asking if Dunlap was active against it. Dunlap tries to sidestep, saying it was all about missing political signs. But Whitehouse isn't backing down. He brings up an op-ed by Dunlap challenging the impacts of gay marriage on First Amendment rights. Whitehouse then digs deeper, quoting Dunlap's own words, that gay marriage could threaten freedom of speech and religion. Dunlap concedes he publicly took that stance.
Mr. Dunlap, it appears that you were active in Maine against a ballot initiative legalizing same-sex marriage. Is that true?
I believe you're referencing simply an op-ed that I published that expressed at the time my disagreement with the theft of political signs through that
If you
process.
were not active against that ballot initiative, why would you be engaged about political signs?
I lived in the area in which I observed that political signs were being stolen, and in my view, the First Amendment
That
was
was
there.
in your testimony to us is that that was only about political signs, that you did not take an active part in the anti same-sex marriage ballot initiative.
I did not play a part in that ballot initiative, no.
I'm sorry, say
I
again?
did not take a part in that ballot initiative, no.
Even as a advocate? I mean, you weren't, when you say you did not take a part in it, what exactly does that mean?
I had no active role or participation in any campaign relating to that.
Did you say that gay marriage would affect our rights under the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and free exercise of religion?
Again, the position that I was taking there was that in the context of that ongoing political campaign, that there were thefts of political signs, and I expressed my disapproval of that. The political speech is central to the First Amendment.
But you also said that allowing gay marriage would affect our rights under the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and free exercise of religion. So you at least took that public position, did you not?
I did.
Which is a little bit different than taking no public position.
This isn't just a casual opinion. It shows Dunlap was actively involved, not just a bystander. Then the conversation shifts. Whitehouse moves to Dunlap's support for a bill related to unborn children. Could it restrict abortion rights? Dunlap says no, citing similar laws in New England. But Whitehouse notes the trend, LGBTQ rights, women's rights. Dunlap's record leans socially conservative.
You also supported a Maine bill entitled An Act to Allow a Wrongful Death Cause of Action for the Death of an Unborn Child. Could that statute be applied to a woman seeking an abortion or to a doctor providing an abortion?
So that proposal would have brought Maine's law into line with that of all other New England states. It does not apply in the context of abortion. It would have given grieving parents the opportunity to recover for a tortious death, as that was defined in the statute.
But not one provided, not one related to the woman obtaining medical care.
Again, that statute exists throughout New England except for the state of Maine, and it has not affected abortion rights in those states.
Now here's the explosive part. Whitehouse highlights Dunlap's internship with the Alliance Defending Freedom, known for opposing marriage equality. Dunlap admits it was his choice to join them. So, how can he claim neutrality while being part of a group fighting against same-sex marriage? Finally, Whitehouse drops the hammer, calling Dunlap's testimony squirrely. On one hand, Dunlap denies campaign involvement. On the other, he wrote op-eds and joined a group opposing LGBTQ rights. Whitehouse warns that dodging real answers threatens judicial integrity.
When you were in law school, you interned for a nonprofit whose purpose is to oppose women's reproductive rights and to oppose marriage equality and to oppose the right of LGBTQ couples to adopt children. Did you intern for that organization because you supported or shared those views?
I was a Blackstone Fellow. I participated in a program that offered training in First Amendment law, draws from a wide variety of law schools across the country, and offered the opportunity as well for an internship. I spent my internship that summer as a research assistant for Professor Garnett at the University of Notre Dame.
Do you have choices in what group you interned with?
I applied to that for that job.
You applied for that job for that group that has as its purpose to oppose women's reproductive rights, to oppose marriage equality, and to oppose the right of LGBT couples to adopt children, correct?
I applied for the Blackstone Fellowship, which is run by ADF, which is a highly successful law firm.
And you chose to do that internship at ADF, correct? You weren't forced there, you weren't driven there, this was your choice to do that. You picked that internship and you picked that organization.
That's correct.
And yet you say that you had no view on the same-sex marriage question in Maine, even though you devoted yourself in law school to interning for an organization that opposes same-sex marriage.
I don't believe I ever testified that I did not have a view. I said I did not participate in the campaign.
Yeah, well, your version of participate seems a little squirrely to me when you're actually writing op-eds related to that question. I will leave it there because my time has expired, but I hope that we'll get real answers, Mr. Chairman, to our questions for the record. I've been told that Republican members are telling witnesses that they actually don't need to answer questions for the record. And we've seen sham answers to questions for the record. This committee is spiraling away from being the least bit responsible with respect to our oversight. And I would hate to think that QFRs no longer matter in the Judiciary Committee of the United States Senate. Thank you.
This wasn't just about one nominee. It was about transparency, integrity, and the credibility of the judicial system. Can someone with a history of political positions on LGBTQ and reproductive rights truly claim impartiality from the bench? If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it. Jump into the comments. Do you think Dunlap's record disqualifies him, or can personal politics be set aside in the judiciary? Let's get the conversation going.